giving them back. Baby, I'm a wreck. Ooh, some things I never choose, and I'm not gonna lose. I don't know that song. But hey, what's up, people? Welcome back to Veve Bros. I'm Grandison Crawford.
And I'm Tony. Get the ecomi.
Get the ecomi, and we're back. We're bringing you the latest news. We're going to dive today into tomorrow's drop, February 18th, with Spider-Man, which is going to be an awesome comic crossover with the regular Marvel Universe and the Ultimates Marvel Universe. And then we're going to dive into something that's super speculative territory, but it's on one of my favorite things, which is the Marvel Mighties, where we're going to be like, what that do? What that do? So let's dive into it. Hey, what's going on? We are back, and we're going to be talking briefly about tomorrow's drop on February 18th at 8 a.m. PT time. This is Marvel Digital Comics Spider-Man #1, and this is actually the first crossover between the regular Marvel Universe and the Ultimate Marvel Universe. The regular Marvel Universe designation is 616. That's also the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, if you didn't know. And then the Ultimate Universe is actually 1610. So that's where Miles Morales is located. You know, he got the unk, he's got the graffiti, he's got the life. And so this comic is actually kind of significant because Young Miles.
Yo, I'm hype about Miles Morales, bro.
You love some Miles?
I love Miles, man. He's my Batman. That's my Batman right there.
Miles is your Batman? Wow, that's big words. That's big words, my dude.
He's my Spider-Man.
I love that, man. You know what? If he's your Batman, that is the biggest.
Spider-Man. He's my Batman.
He's your true Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Peter Parker is cool, but Miles is like, you know, next generation. So I'm looking at these covers, man. What do you think?
Man, that ultra rare looks fire.
Yeah. The ultra rare rarity.
Rare.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, the reflection on the blood. Is that blood?
That is blood. Or somebody dropped their cape. Like somebody just had a real reflective cape. But I think that's
maybe it's like the two separate of the worlds, right?
Ooh, alternate dimension status.
That's what it probably is.
Yeah, I actually could see that. And that's tight because Peter Parker, I mean, that's the classic Spider-Man. Everybody knows him. And then Miles Morales has gained popularity over the years. Plus, I mean, Into the Spider-Verse is probably one of my favorite Spider-Man films.
I feel like Miles Morales feels more New York than any other Spider-Man. You know what I mean? That black Dominican, like I feel like he's from the Bronx.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Cardi B is his aunt.
Yeah. I can see that. Cardi B could be his aunt.
I feel like they should bring Cardi B. I hope Cardi B is in this comic book.
Yeah, like a Cardi B is his Aunt May or his mom.
Yeah, his Aunt May.
Yeah, because he actually has a mom and a dad. Which go Miles. You know what I mean? You're out here.
Yeah, you got both.
You got both. You got both, bro. And so, all right, so we're looking at the rarities. There's a total of 30,000 editions, which is dope. It's manageable. I think that if you're gonna go for this drop, which you probably should, you have a high chance. You know, hit that button, hit that buy now, buy now. And so we got the common with 21,000 editions. We got the uncommon vintage variant with 5,000 editions. The rare with 2,350, and then the ultra rare vibranium variant with 1,050, and then that secret rare true believer variant with 600. I wish they did like a 616 amount.
That's a huge dip from the common to uncommon.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because most people who get it are going to be getting the common. So Yeah, so I mean, just looking back on these, I think personally that the rare one with the blood, if we look at it right here, is probably my favorite.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's fire. That's a fire one. I'm not big on the secret rare really. Them kind of like it look like they're fighting.
right. Well, you know how Marvel does. Like they'll always have it where two good guys just have a miscommunication. Like I feel like all comic books, like if they would just ask what the other person wants, they would be fine. But because no one does that, they just assume they see somebody in a costume that looks like them. They're like, "You're an imposter. We should fight." You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, that's true.
It's punch time. So they probably saw each other and were like, "You fake." Because in Miles' world, Peter Parker died. So he sees this person over here trying to like perpetrate, imitate. He's like, "Hey, man, that's not cool. That was like my mentor for 2 seconds.
Right.
You
Right.
can't showing up in a costume like that." And then Peter Parker was like, "Who are you, dog? Wrong costume, pimping."
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I'm excited about this. And for $7, you can't really be mad. Especially if you get it, even if you're trying to flip it or something like that, you could probably get at least double for a common, maybe even more, maybe like 50. Not financial advice, because this is a significant crossover, first crossover between the regular Marvel universe and the Ultimate Marvel universe. So
Yeah,
I
that's
think
cool. That's cool.
I think it's tight.
Juicy. Let's get into the juicy.
Let's get into the juice
Juice. What you got?
right now. We are back. We are back again. We just went over the next drop coming up. Definitely cop that if you can. Good luck. A lot of people going for it. But the juice, the old goodness.
Hey, yo.
For right there. I had to juice them. I had to juice on them.
Yo.
So there has been huge speculation in the VB community about Marvel Mighties getting gamification. And recently I was checking out a Randy Chavez post about this like Candyland style game. And then it brought me to the comment section where somebody talked about Marvel United. Now, I'm looking at this game and I will say straight up, this is not officially licensed. They'll even mention it by Marvel or anything. This is like a Kickstarter style game, but there are a ton of kind of parallels between the characters. So let's dive a little bit into the game. So the game itself is a strategy card game where you like pit heroes against each other. Players work together to stop the plans of the supervillains. You'll recognize some of these in the Marvel Mighties. We got Captain America. We have Red Skull, and he and his little figure looks like he's holding the cosmic cube. These are some previews of what might be coming up. And yeah, so the way it's played, it's 1 to 5 players. There's a bunch of villains, and I'm not sure like the actual like game strategy and things like that, but characters have different abilities and different stats. So it's kind of like a combination between like a Pokemon game with Marvel characters. And things like that. So if you want to check out the links on like kind of how to play, or you want to even check out this game, that's dope. We can put those in the comments below. But these are some of the expansions that are coming. And if you look at, dude, look at this. What does this look like to you, Tony? Get the on me.
That look like a Marvel Mighty to me. That look like the Marvel Mighty set that just came out.
Right. It's got Ghost Spider. Look at that. She even has the web that's coming out like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Green Goblin, which dropped with that set. The only thing they're missing is Spider-Woman, Black Cat, and they don't have, instead of Miles Morales like they have here, they have the Spider-Man 2099, which, humble brag, you picked up. Yeah, man. And then look at this. Like they have Guardians of the Galaxy. They have Black Panther. I'm loving the museum Killmonger.
Dang. I did not know who that was. And I'm like, who is that on Black Panther? But yeah.
When he was in the museum, like, hey, let me school you, lady. That's not even Africa like that. So, and then they got, Loki, Thor. I love the Rock person. I forget who played him, the dude who also did What We Do in the Shadows. Real funny director, writer. He also was in Jojo Rabbit as Hitler. He played the rock dude in the Marvel cinematic universe in Thor Ragnarok. And then, Thanos, everybody sees that, and the Sinister Six, which they're setting up in the MCU. So,
But this is already out because I see it say coming in 2021 expansion.
Right. It is. Yeah. So, I mean, these are out. The miniatures are out. And I'm actually going to go over to that. Now, they do say, obviously, they don't own the rights, to these characters and things like that. But if we dive into some of the sets that they have, I'm looking at this right here.
Right.
So, okay. So if we're looking at these sets, like if you look here, this is a Horseman of the Apocalypse set. So we have, move us. So we have like Apocalypse would be so tight as a Marvel Mighty. I would definitely jump on that. They got Angel. Are you a fan of Apocalypse? Do you know Apocalypse like that?
No, I don't know Apocalypse. No.
Apocalypse. He made an appearance in one of the movies, X-Men movies, that wasn't really good. He wasn't tight. Oscar Isaac played him, who's going to be Moon Knight coming up.
Okay.
They got the X-Men Gold team.
Let's check that out.
Which is super tight.
Oh.
X-Men Gold is the head of that is I believe Storm. And then there's X-Men Blue, which is Cyclops. They have the First Class edition.
Wow.
So this is like the originals, like how they used to look like. So you see how Quicksilver's in the green and yellow, how he used to look, old school Iceman. Look at this. What is that? Yeah. That's the exact Marvel Mighties set that dropped for Fantastic Four.
That's true.
And Sue's got the bubbles and everything. So Doom is the ultra rare. So what are your thoughts?
What are you thinking? Like, are you saying? I'm curious on what you're thinking. Are you thinking that we're going to get more Marvel Mighties, and these are some of the Marvel Mighties that we're going to get? Do you feel like this is a game that's going to be implemented? Like, what are your thoughts?
Honestly, this is just my speculation. Once again, running away with me. Hey, it's just my speculation. Running away with me.
Yo, my girl was like, yo, he wants to be an R&B singer. I was like, he is.
I am.
He is.
I am. I'm thinking this. I'm thinking that this is one of the many possibilities that they could do with the Marvel Mighties, because they could have a Smash Bros style Marvel Mighties game, but that would be so much more difficult to program than a card game that you unlock each of the cards based on the collectibles you have. Right. So if you have your 2099 Marvel Mighty, that you can unlock the card for that with whatever powers that comes with, and you can play it in the game. And a card game would be much easier to implement than, say, like a actual traditional fighter or like a side scroller or a Gauntlet Legend style. But what you thinking?
I know it would be. I feel like save the cards for Pokemon.
Okay.
This is speculation too. You know what I mean? But that's a whole nother YouTube.
That's a whole nother video.
But Pokemon. But as for X-Men, I grew up playing Marvel versus Capcom, bro.
Right.
I grew up playing Marvel versus Capcom. Yeah. Now I understand, you're right. It is challenging to implement a game like that, but VV is all about challenges.
Right.
Okay? They all about challenges, and they definitely been showing up, and I just feel like, if they want to, they want to gamify. They've been talking about games, from the beginning. They've been saying that, like, hey, this is not just us, selling collectibles. We also implementing games in this app,
right?
NFTs. So like, I'm here for either a Marvel versus Capcom, or I can do an RPG. I think that's dope.
That would be tight.
That'll be tight. But this is, this kind of I like this a lot. I
It's
like this a lot.
tight. It's tight. And to kind of go with that, like to have the collectibles be the keys to unlocking things in a game is like super cool, because then that one raises the value of those collectibles. But then it
Yes.
also gets people to really want to go for these things, because now, okay, I can use these for something. Like, and what bigger brand, right? Like outside of Pokemon, all right, let's get that out of your head. Marvel as a brand, and with the characters as iconic as they are, if you get a game going where you're like playing with these Marvel characters and like going around doing whatever you do, whatever the game ends up being, would be so tight. Like, I mean, that would take, there goes my afternoons, right? Like, I'm just going to be between naps and my day job, I'm going to be playing Marvel Mighties, the card game or the fighting game, or the Smash Bros game, which is just another fighting game, you know? So I'm very excited about the possibilities of Marvel Mighties. You know, I talk to you about that. I think I bring up Marvel Mighties every time I talk to you.
And I mean, either way, like things like this, things like the cartoon, because they got like the Mighty cartoons as well on the Disney Plus.
Right.
Things like this, it just brings more insight on, like, you know, the collectibles that we have, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, so either way, like, you know, even if it's, you know, a game is not to come from this or whatever on the VV app, things like this just boosts up the value of the collectibles that we have.
Right. Because I mean, if somebody independently can do something like this and has all these expansions, then the likelihood of Veve with all of their network of people working on stuff is going to be of them actually coming out with something equally dope or doper. Is huge. And you know, I have a cool bag of Marvel Mighties myself. I have every one except for 2099. So I mean, I think I'm sitting good as far as like players I can have if I want to use them. And I'm excited about what it could mean, what their powers are, like who slept on, right? Like there's plenty of like the Marvel Eternals on Marvel Mighties that dropped during the time that the Eternals movie launched. There's so many people, those are so cheap right now. Like people are like not super into those, because I mean, I personally wasn't into the Eternals movie because Eternals are hella obscure, but Spider-Man, all these other characters. Imagine like the Eternals are the ones that are slept on, but have the dopest powers in the game. That's going to change the value of those, you know, and flip everything on its head.
I've seen the value of Ajax go up, and that's because she's labeled as the only Marvel Mighty to be a healer. So people are kind of speculating if they are to implement a game, she'll be the one to heal.
See, that type of stuff. Like the more we can get engagement and utility in the VB space, the doper. And I mean, Marvel Mighties are my favorite anyway. So I'm just excited about this. But definitely
this is just the beginning. That's one of the things too. I want to remind people, we're on it every day. We're watching our collectibles. It's like stocks. We're watching the movement of the price points for the collectibles that we have. We want VV to do things the day after. Like we want it the day after, because we're on it so much. It's still so early and so much has been done. Project. So like I'm so happy and grateful to be here. I'm very patient too. I'm patient. I'm like, bring it. I know y'all got something in store for us. You guys keep revealing new things. So I'm here for it all, and I'm patient. I'm here. I'm loading up. I'm getting my pieces right. I'm sitting, waiting. I'm waiting for David.
Absolutely, man. So I mean, for the people watching, like definitely like let us know in the comments, like who do you like the Marvel Mighties? Would you be excited if there was a game? Who is your favorite Marvel Mighty that you own or that you want? And you know, as per usual, definitely support the video. If you like what we just put out, this video, like it. And if you want to support the channel and the Veve Bros, definitely subscribe. And this has been the Veve Bros. I'm Grandison Crawford.
I'm Tony. Get the Omi.
We'll see to you when we're looking at you.